As you can see, I've already taken the liberty of removing the wheel, and new brake pads will be going right in here. A couple things to point out is when we remove the caliper, which is this section here, by loosening these bolts here, it's kind of hard to say, we do not want to tear these little boots. If you tear these boots, that's big trouble. Another thing to pay attention to is this brake line right here. When we take the caliper off, the only thing that will be holding the caliper still on is this brake line. So we want to set this caliper somewhere where it will not stretch or pull that brake line off. I see most other people just put the caliper right on here. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll be back with you in just a minute. So I've removed the caliper and just simply set it up on top of the rotor here, just for safekeeping. Took the bolts out of these little boots here for a MDX. That was a 12mm socket, and that fully exposes the brake pads, which you can just simply pull off like so. And I'm going to go ahead and do that and get the new ones in place here. Alright, welcome back. As you can see here, I've got the new brake pads in place. For my car, there was this little weird bracket piece here that I didn't realize was here, but I left that in place because it actually holds the brake pads in their spot. And one little important thing to note is that on my old brake pad, there's this little shim here, and I didn't know what to do with it. But then I realized that my new brake pads actually came with one, so I put that on and put it back in place. Here are my brake pads. These are the Akebono Proact Ultra Premium pads. Here's one of the new pads, but they're actually a lot smaller than I thought they'd be, but I guess they get the job done. Next on the to-do list is to compress this piston here. Mine's actually hollow, but what we want to do is when we compress that, you want to use really even pressure on all sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as a shim, and I'm going to use a clamp to push it back in place. Now you can use a C-clamp, but I don't know where mine went, so I'm just going to use this woodworking clamp and get that popped back in. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be back with you here in just a minute. Alright, got the new brakes installed. You can see the shininess right through here. Caliper's back on, and the bolts are back in place. One other thing I probably didn't mention is in between the caliper here and the back of the brake pad, my brakes actually come with a little bit of brake grease. This stuff is real thick, and you use it between the brake pad on each side and the caliper so that it doesn't rub or squeal and doesn't make a whole lot of noise. But anyways, that's it for this video. Hope you found it informative, and maybe I'll give you an update on how these new brakes work at a later time. Peace.